The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms, including Amazon, Audible, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful lady who's from Huntington, Pennsylvania, now in Maryland and staying on the East Coast. She is a singer, songwriter, multi-talented musician, and she's also mother of 3 lovely daughters and does consulting part-time. She works as an accountant in fraud and forensics investigations before getting into music, and she's got some tunes out, and we're going to play one of those in a few minutes. And she's also got some new music coming out as well, too, in 2020, later in 2021. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from Flesh Studios in beautiful downtown Maryland, ladies and gentlemen, the very multi-talented Natalie Otto. Natalie, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Mike, how are you? Thanks so much for having me. I'm doing great.
Well, and we're doing great as well, too. So you're a singer, songwriter, and multi-talented musician. You grew up in Huntington, PA, and now you're in Maryland. You worked as an accountant in fraud and forensics investigations before going into music. You're also mother of 3 lovely daughters. You also do some consulting part-time. You also got some songs on Spotify and other major platforms, including Wrong Side of Lonely, New Attitude, What You Got, and we'll be playing one of those in a few minutes as well, too. You also have some releases coming up in 2020 and 2021. You've got an amazing story. And before we get into all that, tell us how you first got started.
Sure. Well, I feel like I stumbled into music in the non-conventional way. It wasn't something that I had aspired to do as a kid. Like some other artists that are out there. It was something that kind of was like a gradual admiration, so to speak. I always loved going to concerts, watching friends perform in, middle school and high school musicals. But I was always the one to kind of watch and wish that I was doing that. Not necessarily, I don't know, I was lacking self-confidence all along the way. So it was something that I admired from a distance, but I enjoyed being in that environment. And then I played the piano as a kid, so I had a little bit of musical training. my dad and grandfather both played the piano, and I kind of, inherited that from them. But I took a step away from that into high school and into college to play volleyball. So I completely lost touch with music other than just going to concerts. So fast forward to getting married, having kids, and it was something that I had always kind of like mentioned to my husband, like once we have kids and once we're a little more settled, I really would love to circle back around to like my music roots and, take piano lessons again or something. But then for whatever reason, I have no idea how this particular situation happened, but my husband and I must have been talking about something that led him to believe that maybe guitar was a better fit for me and the stage in life that we're in right now. And so for my birthday, about 2 years ago, he had gotten me guitar lessons. And from there, I just fell back in love with, taking control of like that whole music ownership, and started taking lessons, started writing a song once I learned my first 3 chords, and it kind of just, fell into place from there. So like I said, non-conventional, but I somehow came full circle.
I was going to ask you what was that one precise moment that influenced you, but I guess you just answered that question. It sounds like you play one, and like, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And it sounded like you kind of just left corporate America and decided to go into music. So that's what it sounded like. And it's going to be quite a trend. I'm very happy for you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I love it. It's one of those things that just makes you feel good, no matter if you're writing a sad song, a happy song, like a reminiscent song. It's one of those things that, can relate to everyone on wherever you are in life. So I love it. I hope it's always a part of what I do, whether I do it for me, for my family, for a larger scale. It's just something that makes you feel good. So I'm glad that it found my way back into my life.
And that's very amazing as well. And who are some of your favorite artists, musicians, and singers and guitarists growing up?
Growing up, so again, non-conventional because I feel like I fell into the country / Americana realm, but I would listen to people like Green Day and Red Hot Chili Peppers. I remember singing those songs, ad nauseum in my room, trying to memorize all of the lyrics, and then
give it away now.
Right, exactly, right. And then my parents actually listened to, Whitney Houston and the Eagles, and a wide variety. Carole King, I just love. I love those artists as well. So I had a wide variety of influences, but I just kind of fell into the country Americana vein. I remember watching like 90s CMT videos as a kid growing up at my grandparents. So I just always had a soft spot for country music.
That is interesting. You mentioned that. Who are some of your favorite country artists growing up, and also if you have a favorite country artist today?
Yeah. So growing up, Reba, I listened to Shania Twain, a lot of the 90s ladies. But today, current, I love Old Dominion. Just something about their songs is very cool and very relatable. So I love Old Dominion currently right now. I listen to a lot of their stuff.
And that's amazing as well, too. We'll talk about your music in just a minute, but first listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable, custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention The Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, along with Amazon, Audible, Apple, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here, country Americana singer-songwriter Natalie Otto from Huntington, Pennsylvania, now in Maryland here on The Mike Wagner Show, and your mother lovely 3 daughters, and do some consulting part-time. And before we get to some of your music, you do some consulting part-time. You worked as an accountant in fraud and forensic investigation. Tell us what you do part-time and some of your work as an accountant in fraud and forensic investigations in corporate America.
Sure. So I started my career right out of college as an auditor for a Big Four accounting firm, and from auditing went to forensic auditing, I guess is what you would call it, which is a little stint that took us out to California for a couple years. And then when we started having kids, my husband and I made the decision that it would make more sense for me to stay at home with them while they were growing up. And so just having the, I guess, the drive or whatever you want to call it, it wasn't something that I could just stay at home full time. So I ended up picking up a consulting job, working for myself, which has been amazing because I've got the flexibility. I can still help them with what they need and run them here and there, and also still feel like I'm contributing. So my consulting is not in forensics. It's just for like collections or, collections mostly, I would say. Mm-hmm. So we've shifted gears a little bit just to work it into how it fits with our family, but still able to see both sides of things, I guess, having a job and being a parent. So,
and you continue with the part-time collections and everything. And what's nice is, from what I see, you can be able to intertwine it into music, and we don't have any work. You can also get into music. So I guess the question is, how do you manage the balance?
If you ask anyone that knows me, I'm a very scheduled person. I like schedule and routine. Some people call that a little uptight. I don't know. But schedule, I feel like, helps fit everything that I would like to do into my day. And I don't always get to it. I'm human too. And even though I have big ambitions, I don't always get to do what I want to do as far as like music. But I'm a morning person. I like to get up, get some of my work out of the way, get the kids off in their day, and then I'll have time to work on music stuff. Or, sometimes later at night when they're in bed is when I can start, focusing on a song or writing some lyrics. So it's kind of creative planning.
Mm-hmm. And of course, talking about creative planning as well, too. And what was that one moment that precisely, made a decision that to leave corporate America and get into music, or, what happened along the way?
I think I just got tired of like the grind. It's not, accounting isn't always like a creative outlet. It's very like black and white, which again, I like that to a certain degree, but I had everyone, I feel like everyone's got a story, and some of my story from the past is a little more painful than some other people might have experienced. And so I just felt like there was a time and a place to have an outlet, and it just kind of happened to fall all in line. And some of my songs are about those things that I experienced when I was, younger. Mm-hmm. So yeah, just kind of like it was the right time to have an outlet for some of those feelings that I had been like trying to suppress for a while.
Right. And of course, that's what we're going to get into as well, too. You got The Wrong Side of Lonely, New Attitude, What You Got, and Can't Hold Her Down. And we'll be playing one of those in a few minutes here on the Mike Wagner Show. And tell us about Wrong Side of Lonely, New Attitude, and What You Got.
Sure. So Wrong Side of Lonely is kind of, how do I describe it? It's a song that was written about, it was like a venting song almost. Like I was working for a friend basically, and I just felt like the friendship part ended up getting compromised because work got in the way, and there was never time to explain to me, like, this is how the job is done. I was kind of just like handed the reins and left to fend for myself, and it got a little frustrating. So that song is more of like a venting song. So it's good to get that out. I don't know if the person knows that I wrote it about them or not, but I guess that's how Taylor Swift, release her feelings too. Like everyone's got a way to do it, but
I was just going to mention Taylor Swift. It seems like that you're somewhat parallel as well, too. But I guess you kind of wonder about whether she's on the wrong side or lonely, having a new attitude. It makes you just wonder about that. Or oh gosh, I think I'm having one of those moments. It's like trying to think of a song, but I guess something just blocks and says, now let's just move on here. So
yeah, well, you know what? We're PA girls. Maybe that's our connection. We're both Pennsylvania girls, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And of course, you also had another song, too, which was I'm just trying to see here. You got a new attitude. What you got? And tell us about those.
Sure. New attitude is kind of just getting a fresh perspective on things. This one was actually written during this whole pandemic. And it was just one of those things like everything you hear is negative. And it's like always a downer and, oh, what's happened, whether it's, whether you have kids at home who are learning virtually, which can be stressful, or you've lost your job, or, some people who have, God forbid, have gotten sick from this. It's one of those things. It's like, okay, we need an upbeat song, something that's, going to put a smile on your face and just kind of like wipe away those worries for, 3 minutes while you're listening to it. So it was one of those like, you know what, we're just going to pack it all up and we're just going to go for a drive and just kind of let your worries fly out the window.
That's a really interesting point. Of course, what you got as well, too. And just quickly tell us about that song. And you can find it on Spotify, too, and more.
Yeah. What you got, everyone needs one of those breakup songs, right? This was written about an old boyfriend that was caught cheating and, the cheating per boyfriend or girlfriend, and then the opposite partner walks in and finds them, with the person they're cheating with, and it's one of those like, okay, you can do what you want. I'm stronger than that. So it was kind of like one of those redemption songs, like, okay, you can do what you want. I don't need you.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it. And of course, we'll be playing one of her songs too, Can't Hold Her Down, in just a few minutes. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, over 25 podcast platforms, including Amazon, Audible, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here at Countryana singer-songwriter Natalie Otto here on the Mike Wagner Show. She's from Huntington, Pennsylvania, now living in Maryland. She worked as an accountant in fraud and forensics investigations, now consults part-time, and a mother of 3 lovely daughters. And right now, this song just reminds me of Natalie Otto. You just can't hold her down. Right here on the Mike Wagner Show.
She was a green-eyed beauty from a small town up the tracks. When she turned 18, she left and never looked back. Found herself with new-grown wings, ready to explore. Never settling for less and always seeking more. Full of hope and curiosity, she steps into the world outside. Can't hold her down. She's confident, bold and brave. Can't hold her down. Can't hold her down. About 4 years later, she met a tall, handsome man. He put a ring on her finger. That's when their life began. Blinded by love, she lost her way for a while, but he couldn't hold her down in that cozy lifestyle. Can't hold her down. takes a look at herself, loving the woman that isn't hidden up on a shelf. Thinks back on her life, knows she's come a long way from that green-eyed beauty who couldn't wait to escape from a life from a world that's so critical. Now she's free and won't make herself invisible. Can't hold her down. Can't hold her down. She's not afraid to make mistakes. She's confident, bold and brave. Can't hold her down. Can't hold her down. Can't hold her down. Can't hold her down.
Natalie Otto, great song, Can't Hold Her Down here on the Mike Wagner Show. Tell us more about that song and what inspired you to write it.
Sure. That song is actually about my mom growing up in a small town. And, you know, back then in the 50s and even 60s, they, you know, women didn't have as many opportunities. And she's one of those very strong-willed people, which I'm very grateful that she kind of instilled some of that in me and was just like, you know what, I'm getting out of here. You can't tell me what I can and can't do. And she kind of just paved her own way. So very proud of her.
And we're very proud of you as well, too. And where can we find your music at?
Sure. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. My name is Real Natalie Otto there. And then on Facebook, Natalie Otto Music. And I also have a website, natalieotto.com.
That is fantastic. Once again, Countryana singer-songwriter Natalie Otto here on Mike Wagner Show. A big, very thank you for your time. And, of course, we got a few minutes here with Natalie. And what can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond for us?
Well, this week, actually, I'm getting ready to release a song that I co-wrote with my producer, Justine Blazer, and Randy Barnett from MC1 Sony Orchard. Really awesome song called My Day, kind of reminiscing about, you know, an older friend or relative, like a generation or two older than you, kind of instilling their views of how today and the past have changed and haven't changed. So it's kind of a cool little twist there. So that's coming out this week. And then mid-November, I have a Christmas EP coming out. I've got 2 originals and a cover coming out then. So lots of exciting stuff in 2020.
It sounds a lot very exciting as well, too. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career, Natalie?
In my career now? Great question. I still listen to, you know, my roots. You know, I love listening to the Eagles and James Taylor and Carole King. But again, as I had mentioned to you earlier, I love the newer country artists like Ashley McBride is a big one for me. Her stories are just amazing. Old Dominion, again, I love them. So yeah, a lot of the current stuff that's out there now on country music radio is kind of what I'm listening to.
Oh, fantastic. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
You know, I say go for it. No one can hold you back but yourself. And that's one thing I think we all struggle with as we get in our own heads. And so, you know, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, you know, with 3 kids, and every day everyone's getting a little bit older, hopefully a little bit wiser. And I think my advice to people is, you know, go for it. Go for the stars. Go for your goal.
And that's the best advice as well. Once again, singer-songwriter Natalie Otto here on the Mike Wagner Show. Natalie, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or listen to your music?
Sure. Yeah. You can find me on my website, natalieotto.com. Also on Facebook, Natalie Otto Music, and on Twitter and Instagram, Real Natalie Otto. And yeah, all my contact information is on my website. I'd love to hear from you. And thanks again for having me on the show, Mike. It's great chatting with you.
Looking forward to it as well. Once again, Natalie, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor. Keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021. And don't forget to keep in touch.
All right, thanks.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.